Buckle up, everybody, because this race for the American League West is on, and the wild card race is going to be crazy too. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome in to the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. The Mariners defeat the Cardinals. They take the series by winning this one 5-3 tonight. They improve to 77 and 68 on the season. As always, before I go any further, like the video, it gets it out to more people. Comment your thoughts, it gets the video out to more people as well, helps the algorithm. So comment your thoughts on the team and the game down below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I know I keep harping on it, but I'm 28 subs away from 5,000. Usually when the Mariners win, I get anywhere between 1,000 and 1,200 views. 20% of those views are from people that aren't subscribed. So that means if out of the 200 of you that are watching aren't subbed, if 28 of you hit subscribe, we'll be at 5,000 tonight. So hopefully you enjoy the videos and hopefully you want to hit the subscribe button. It's getting fun again. It is getting fun again. What a win tonight for the Mariners, 5-3. Randy Arozarena with the big 3-run home run. Another huge sac fly. Josh Naylor comes through with the home run. And the bullpen deserves a huge shout out tonight. They were absolutely fantastic, holding the Cardinals off the board for 5 innings. A great work by all those guys in the bullpen tonight. And man, is this race getting insane. Absolutely insane. To the point where we could be going to bed in 2 nights with the Seattle Mariners in control of the AL West. We could be going to bed in 2 nights with the Seattle Mariners not in a playoff spot. Every game now is just carries the weight of the world, it feels like. I mean, every win is going to feel like this is a Game 7 win, and every loss is going to feel like you've lost a Game 7. Again, I will reiterate, and this is not to be like negative. I'm just telling people not to panic. They're not going to go 17-0. Like, they are going to drop another game or two at some point in this stretch. So still probably all need to take a deep breath. But man, if we thought it was emotional in May and June, it's going to get real here. The Mariners are now just a game back of the Houston Astros in the American League West. If Houston loses tomorrow and the Mariners win, the Mariners are in first place. The tiebreaker right now doesn't matter in terms of the second tiebreaker, which is division record, because the Mariners and Astros are 5-5 against each other, and they still play each other 3 more times. So whoever wins that series will have the tiebreaker. So the secondary tiebreaker doesn't matter, and it would just matter in terms of like for show, essentially. Mariners are also now a game and a half up on the third wild card, 1.5 up on Texas, 2.5 up on Cleveland, 4 up on Kansas City. They do have the tiebreaker over both Texas and Cleveland, which could be pivotal for them. And Texas and Cleveland play in the last series of the season. That's going to be very interesting. But I mean, the door is open here. I mean, Cleveland could get in the playoffs. Texas could still win the AL West. Texas is only 2 games back in the American League West. There's scenarios where the Houston Astros don't make the playoffs. And they just lost Luis Garcia again today. Now, obviously, as always, we never root for injuries. And that poor guy's battled back. Hadn't really pitched since that playoff game in 22. Threw a little bit, I think, in 23, got hurt, came back, made a couple starts this year, and left the game again after throwing a pitch. But that could be a huge injury for the Houston Astros here down the stretch. I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy bananas. I'm here for it, but buckle up, right? Just buckle up for it. And I have a good feeling. I love the way this Mariners baseball team is playing. Love the emotion. The road trip was tough, but they've responded. They finished it strong in Atlanta, and they've come home now and started this home standoff really, really strong as well. Love the energy from Julio and Josh Naylor. How about that catch Julio made in center field today? The fans are into it. T-Mobile is rocking. I've said it before. I mean, listen, Seahawks winning the Super Bowl was amazing, absolutely amazing, and hopefully they do it again. This city will erupt if the Mariners do something. Like if they clinch the AL West in a game at home, I can't even imagine. I'll have champagne out. We'll do a live stream and celebrate. I mean, it would just be one of the most electric things I could even imagine. This city is ready. They are ready, and these are the guys to do it. They have the aura, and I know it sounds silly, but like there is something to that. Guys like Randy, Naylor, man, what an acquisition Josh Naylor has been for this team. The season Cal Raleigh has had, Julio bringing his energy, And it's not just those guys. It's also like JP has been better the last few games at the bottom line. Getting Victor Robles back has been a nice spark for this ball club. The bullpen today, again, like I said, just fantastic. George Kirby was not great today, and we are going to talk about that, but you feel great with Brian Wu. Logan's pitched a lot better. If you can get Castillo at home, you feel pretty good. But let's go ahead and dive into the box score for this game. Enough of the fanfare. Let's get, well, the game had, the box score will have fanfare as well. George Kirby, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. ERA's up to 4.56 on the season. Kirby throws 85 pitches, 46 for strikes. Kirby was not good. He wasn't. He was probably fortunate to escape that with the 3 earned runs. And it was disappointing after the Mariners took the lead. I was hoping Kirby could have a couple shutdown innings, get through 5, and get a W. So not only does the 4 innings put the bullpen in a tough spot, like tomorrow it's thin. You feel good with Logan going, but you probably have Bizzardo, even though he's pitched the last 2 days. He hasn't thrown a ton of pitches. Should have Spire, Ferguson good to go, but you're probably down Brash and Munoz tomorrow. So it's going to be difficult. And part of that is George Kirby not delivering a good start. And that's now 3 or 4 in a row for George. They've just not been acceptable. He was good in Cleveland, but before that, he was bad against the Mets. He was good against the A's in that home game. And he was terrible in Tampa. Certainly better tonight than in Tampa, but this is not good enough. You're going to need better down the stretch. Now, fortunately, the bats bail you out. Fortunately, we're at a point in the season where it's going to sound kind of weird. I don't really care because you just got to find a way to win games. But we will care if you do get in the playoffs. Because right now, like I said, you have Brian Wu and Logan Gilbert. Like that's going to be your 1-2 no matter where you're pitching. Your third at home, I think you feel comfortable with Castillo. On the road, I don't know. Don't know where this team would go. And if they have to play a wild card series on the road and get to a game 3, it's going to get a little bit dicey. Kirby has got to step it up. He's got probably 3 starts left. He needs to be better and show us something going into the postseason. In terms of the trouble today, didn't throw a ton of strikes. Listen, I will say this. I thought the Cardinals spit on every single pitch that was borderline. Unless Kirby was right in the middle of the zone, it was getting spit on. Now, part of that is Kirby's not a guy that gets a ton of chase normally. He's a guy that just gets his strikeouts from pumping the strike zone a lot. Doesn't mean he can't have big strikeouts. He had 14 against the Angels in the game this year. But he's not someone that's going to, I think, generate a ton of swing and miss just outside the zone. If teams are able to spit on those, then it's going to be tough for Kirby because he does have to nibble a little bit. And he was nibbling big time. I'm actually surprised it was only 2 walks. Even one of his strikeouts actually hits Victor Scott. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad pitch. It was good slider buried down and away. But I mean, if Scott holds up on that, that one hits him and the bases are loaded. Listen, there were some balls that were babbipped a little bit. Burleson kind of took one out of Cal's glove, shot it down the left field line. Contreras blooped one in, and then Gorman has a base hit that, if Randy doesn't dive for that, maybe it doesn't produce a run there. So there was a little bit of that. But for the most part, just George Kirby not being sharp. Fortunately, the Mariners won without George Kirby being sharp. But with how tight the races are that I just talked about, he's going to have to be better. Really, really solid outing from Caleb Ferguson. He would be my unsung hero of this game award. Shutout inning with no hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. That's what you brought him over to do and bridge that gap a little bit to the Gabe Spires of the world, the lefties that are your big guns there. Because if you don't have Caleb Ferguson in that spot, you might have to go to Spire early, and then you're chasing it on the back end. Who do you go to in the later innings? That's why they acquired Caleb Ferguson. That was good to see for a guy that's been struggling a little bit. I mean, Bizzardo's just money. Shut out 6th inning with the strikeout. Only throws 11 pitches. Ferguson only throws 9 with a couple strikeouts. So both those guys just tremendous, tremendous outings. And huge, too, because they probably saved themselves for tomorrow. They're probably both good to go, and that's going to be really important. Gabe Spire throws a shutout inning in the 7th. He only throws 8 pitches, so he should be fine tomorrow. A little bit of a scare there on one of the flyouts. Spire kind of went down to his knees. I noticed it when they showed it, but, the broadcast didn't say anything right away, so I figured he just kind of maybe thought the hitter got more of the ball than he did. But the training staff came out there to look at him. They went away right away, so hopefully clearly nothing serious. His next pitch was 97. on the flyout. That's where Julio made the tremendous catch. So I think he's fine, but can't lose Gabe Spire for a bullpen that we're already a little like on edge with sometimes. Matt Brash was, my gosh, that was as good as I've ever seen Matt Brash. The heart of the order just made them look ridiculous. Did give up a hit, but struck out the side. Man, if you get that Matt Brash in the playoffs, if you get there, I always want to preface that. I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, but man, you're going to be in great shape. Brash looked phenomenal, and Munoz locks it down. And the ninth does give up the 2-out, 2-strike hit, but also no walks, no other hits, and then the strikeout as well for his 34th save. Munoz does throw 19 pitches. You kind of wish they were off on Thursday. If they were, you could maybe try Munoz tomorrow if need be. Listen, the ideal scenario tomorrow is Logan gets you 7, the offense explodes, and you turn it over to Carlos Vargas and Hancock or Luke Jackson or something tomorrow. That would be the ideal situation for this ball club. If it's a close game, again, you still hope for at least 6, from Logan. Should have Ferguson, Spire, and Bizzardo. So you're not like out of it or anything, but tomorrow's going to be, a tough one for sure. But like I said, Logan's been going deeper into the game, so you feel pretty confident there. Let's get into the offensive box score. 9 hits for the Mariners, 5 walks. I'll be honest, I didn't realize they had 14 base runners, but it does make some sense. They scored 3 runs in the third inning, 2 runs in the fourth. Would have loved to have seen a couple more runs there. They did have some opportunities with guys on, and that would have been nice because you probably could have saved Munoz had you just had like one more clutch hit. Listen, they scored 5 runs. They put 14 base runners on. I don't want to be too harsh here, but man, they could have opened that one up. It would have been nice and probably have Munoz for tomorrow. Randy 1 for 4 with 4 RBIs, has the 3-run home run. The sac fly didn't miss being a home run by too much, to be honest. A tough game for Cal, 0 for 3 with the walk, but he actually stung the ball a few times there. A couple line drives to left and to dead center field. Julio was 0 for 4. Gino was 0 for 3 with the walk. It was really kind of the middle and bottom of the order that was the spark plug today. Polanco was 1 for 4 with a double. Josh Naylor has a huge day, 3 for 4 with the solo home run. That is number 20, I believe, on the year for Naylor. Number 19 on the season for Naylor, and he's at 80 RBIs as well. For Randy, it was number 27, so he's got to be closing in on a 30-30 season as well. There, he was caught stealing in that 9th inning. Mitch Garver was 0 for 1 with the walk. The one was a big one. It was a double play early on where they had an opportunity. Does work a walk. Dom Canzone pinch hits for him. He goes 0 for 1 with a walk. His strikeout was a brutal swing and a pitch, not even close. I will say this is why having a third catcher is nice. I mean, I will say if they're not going to play Harry Ford, then maybe you should just done like a Blake Hunt type guy. I don't even Blake Hunt's still in the organization, to be perfectly honest. But having a third catcher is nice because it allows you to pinch hit a Dom Canzone or a Luke Raley for Mitch Garver in those situations where before Garver had to take those at-bats against righties because he was your backup catcher to Cal, or he was catching and you didn't want to take him out of the ball game. So that is why having the third catcher makes a ton of sense. I think fans are just more frustrated because it's like, okay, like, are we not going to see Harry Ford? And I don't even blame them for not playing Harry Ford. I don't think they've done anything wrong in terms of like day-to-day. It's just why have Harry Ford up? The third catcher makes sense, but then just make it somebody that you don't really care if they play or not. But we'll see. It's tough. It's tough to put Harry Ford in there when you're right in the middle of this race. Maybe if somehow you get to the final couple games and the Mariners get separation and clinch a spot, then you can do it. But for right now, you kind of got to go with the guys you trust a little bit more. And I know people don't like Mitch Garver, but he enters tonight with a 118 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. Like, he is the best option in that role there. Leo Rivas pinch runs. Nothing comes of that. Victor Robles, nice game, 2 for 4. And a nice day for JP Crawford, 2 for 3 with a walk. JP on base 3 times. A little bit maybe of a controversial send of Randy Arozarena there in the 9th inning. You had first and third with 2 outs for Cal. I don't love it because with Cal up, you feel like there's always a chance for a 3-run home run. And again, you hit that, you don't have to go to Munoz. But I also don't blame him trying to put Randy in scoring position. If Cal bloops one in there, you get up 4 runs. And again, you can maybe go to Vargas in the 9th there. I was weird the Cardinals didn't challenge that one play at first base where Naylor missed the tag on, I think it was Contreras, who didn't touch the bag. I wonder if that had something to do with it or not. Maybe because the call was out. that Contreras, I've always wondered that in sports. So like, okay, the ump called him out, right? That was the call. And I understand like Contreras went back and touched the base, so he'd been safe, but that's not fair. Like, and it sounds like such a whiny thing to say, but you called him out. So why would Naylor think to go back and tag him? Contreras missed the base. The ump said Naylor tagged him. So if I'm Josh Naylor, I'm like, well, he's out. Why would I go back and tag him? You called him out. So I don't think like, I don't know if that works that way, to be honest, but I don't think you should like be able to overturn that because he missed the bag. So, the comment would be like, well, Naylor should have gone back and tagged him. But why would you if he was called out? Like the play was over. Once somebody's called out, it's over. So like, yes, he was safe by a missed tag, but he also didn't touch the base. So does that make sense? Hopefully that makes some sense what I'm trying to say there. Obviously, I'm not against calls being overturned and changed, but if he misses the bag, the only way Naylor could have gotten him out after that is going up and tagging him. Why would Naylor go tag him if he was called out? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, just one of those random thoughts that pops into your head here. Going for the sweep tomorrow. I'm having a ton of fun this season. I hope you all are enjoying it. It's stressful, right? It is absolutely stressful, but it's good stress, right? Like, I mean, think about all the teams that are just out of it right now and have moved on to football and stuff like that. And we're sitting here right in the thick of this. A golden opportunity to win the AL West all season. I've said it. Some of you have said it like, Houston's vulnerable. The Mariners have got to win the AL West. They've got to pull it out, and they can do it. They're so close. They are so close here. They could be in first place tomorrow, but they don't even have like that. Oh, but they're 6 games up in the wild card or something where you feel safe. You still got to worry about that behind you. Oh man, this is going to be a wild. What are we at? 17? 17 because 77 to 94 is 17 games left. There's a part of me that's like, I just get me to the end there. Just let me see how this finishes. I mean, all the scenarios. I think the Mariners, for the record, their magic number, I think, is 15 in terms of clinching a playoff berth. It's just going to be so up. The highs are going to be high. The losses are going to sting. You still got Cleveland sitting back there in this thing now. Oh man, it's going to be fun though. It's going to be fun. I really do think this team's going to do it. I really do. And I think, screw it, I think they're going to win the AL West. I do. I think this is a good baseball team. I think the pitching is going to figure it out. You've got Brian Will, you've got Logan Gilbert. I think George Kirby is going to be better. Castillo, especially at home, you have faith in, and even his last road start was good, and he's got that big game mentality. Bryce Miller has looked a lot better since coming off the IL. This offense can crush anybody. The back end of the bullpen, I know it's had some ups and downs, but Bizarro's been amazing. You have Spire. Ferguson can pitch more like tonight. You trust him a little bit. And then, I mean, Brash looks as good as he's looked all year, and Munoz, I think they can do it. But it's so crazy because if they lose tomorrow and Texas wins, you're like, oh my gosh, they could be out of a playoff spot on Thursday. And that's just how crazy this is right now. I mean, it is just, I'm not built for it. Let me tell you that. And we're not used to it either. As Mariner fans, this is not, actually, we kind of are used to it because the last couple of years have been pretty similar. We just haven't gotten in. But truthfully, the last 3 seasons, we have kind of dealt with this to an extent, right? Actually, 4 seasons, because even 21, they made a run. But 21, they were kind of the team coming up from behind. 22 actually wasn't super stressful, as crazy as that sounds. They weren't even close to the division. And Baltimore was kind of catching them for the wild card, but they were never really felt like a serious threat to that wild card. They were always kind of like 3.5, 4 back. Like you felt like as long as the Mariners just kind of held serve, they'd be fine. 23 was wild because the division and wild card were both in play. Then last year, truthfully, they kind of fell out of it by September a little bit. There was some hope there, like, hey, maybe if they win 5 or 6 in a row, they can get to 2 back here and do something. But for the most part, not really. But this year, hopefully it's different. So great win for the Mariners tonight. Hopefully Logan Gilbert's on his game tomorrow. Going to need some innings. And the offense keeps hitting here. The NL wild card, by the way, is getting crazy. Well, the Giants are 2 back out of nowhere. But so the NL is getting a little wild too. That's all I've got for tonight. Enjoy it. Let's, it's embrace the chaos a little bit is what I would say. Instead of being nervous about it, take it in, enjoy it. The team's won 4 in a row. They're playing good baseball, and have a good night and enjoy it. Remember to like, remember to comment, remember just 20, what did I say, 8 subs away from 5,000. So if you're watching this, you're not subbed, you enjoy if you made it this far and you're not subbed, 20 minutes in, hit that sub button for me. Comment your thoughts on the team as well and the game. And as always, go Mariners. Could we be talking about, last time the Mariners tied the Astros, we didn't get to talk about it because it happened before the Astros game and I did the recap. So if the Mariners can win tomorrow and Houston loses, maybe Houston gets swept in Toronto, we could be talking about the first place Seattle Mariners. We could actually enjoy it in a video and talk about it. So let's hope that happens tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Love y'all. Go Mariners. Peace.